Razer Nommo V2 Pro. If you want speakers that shake your desk and the neighbor's friendship, these bass monsters are built to rattle your soul while gaming or marathoning action movies. Razer did not mess around. It sounds incredible. Crisp highs, juicy mids, and a wireless subwoofer that would make Michael Bay jealous, though the price tag will have you texting your bank for emotional support. Limited inputs may bug picky audiophiles, but for pure gaming, these things roll out the party like a tank in a disco. 8 out of 10. FiiO SP3 BT. These little speakers pack more connection options than a Swiss Army knife. Bluetooth, USB, coaxial, optical. You are spoiled for choice. Plus, you get smooth, weighty audio with clean highs and punchy mids that sound way pricier than they are. FiiO's build quality is kitchen counter tough, and that neat customizable equalizer lets you tweak your tunes until your cat approves of your playlist. For desktop glory and wallet safety, these speakers punch way above their compact belt. 8 out of 10. Creative Pebble Nova. Creative's Pebble Nova hits you with the thump. Bassy, warm, and detailed. Almost too much if your taste runs delicate. But forget audiophile snobbery. These are desktop speakers that turn your arm's-length workspace into a mini-club. The design is slick with a premium feel, and you get ridiculous peak power for their size. Though heavy bass sometimes muddies the sound at full blast, and they are not cheap for a Pebble. Still, crank them moderately loud and you'll grin. Just do not expect crystal treble unless you play with the EQ. 7 out of 10. Klipsch Pro Media 2.1. If your desk craves thunderous bass, the Klipsch Pro Media 2.1 drops a subwoofer so powerful it might shake loose your neighbor's pencil cups. The sound is balanced with crisp highs and rich mids, but watch out, turning the volume up past 90% gets you a distortion party nobody invited. Wired only, no Bluetooth here. So if your chord collection runs deep and you want sub-pounding movie nights, this one's a beast. 8 out of 10. Logitech Z407. Logitech Z407 rolls out with a compact design and deep, satisfying rumble, thanks to a sneaky subwoofer. Just don't expect it to double as a disco machine because the bass can overpower everything at top volume, kind of like your uncle at karaoke. Bluetooth and wired options make it versatile, but some details get smooshed if you crank it up, so go easy on that dial. For everyday work, gaming, or the accidental desk dance party, it delivers plenty of oomph for the price. 7 out of 10. JBL 104 BT. JBL 104 BT struts onto the scene with huge egg-shaped speakers that look ready to hatch a rock concert, but mostly serve up tasty mids and treble without the deep bass you might hope for. They fill the room with clear vocals and crisp instruments, but action movies may sound more action maybe, especially with no subwoofer slot in sight. Great for everything except bass fanatics, unless you believe pounding drums are overrated. 6 out of 10. Razer Leviathan V2 Pro. This soundbar packs a bass punch so big, your neighbors may finally believe in earthquakes, though its high notes are basically skipping leg day, and dialogue can get lost like socks in a dryer. Setup is a breeze, and the head-tracking AI tries its absolute best to make you feel like the main character in your own action movie, but the mids can be muddy, and it's clearly not aimed at audiophiles. If you want cinematic rumble in a compact size, but do not care much about sparkly trebles, it's a wild ride. 8 out of 10. SteelSeries Arena 3. Arena 3 looks like a pair of chunky eggs ready to rock out, and delivers enough volume to make even introverts consider a party, but the bass is so shy it probably left through the back door. The mids are warm and detailed for games and podcasts, but music fans will miss that low-end thump, and the design is more bulky avocado than sleek tech. If you like your sound basic and your highs rounded, these will do the job, with zero subwoofer drama. 6 out of 10. Creative Pebble X Plus. Pebble X Plus is a disco ball for your desk, glowing like it wants to be noticed. But when the beat drops, its cute subwoofer politely declines to rumble, leaving the deep bass hiding under the table. Sound is crisp and full for its size, and you get a rainbow of LED options, even Bluetooth. But the wire situation is messier than a plate of spaghetti. Fun, affordable, and flashy, but a deep-thumping party animal it is not. 7 out of 10. Logitech Z625. This beastly duo pounds out sound like it is auditioning for a summer blockbuster, complete with a bruiser subwoofer ready to shake your desk and THX certification that tries way too hard to sound serious. The setup is so gamer-friendly, you will swear you can hear the theme from your favorite sci-fi flick rumbling through the wall. But let's be honest, the mids and highs are sometimes lost in translation. So it is all bass, all day, every day. If you want sheer power and cinematic boom without picky audiophile demands, slap this chunky set onto your rig and prepare for the thunder. 8 out of 10. Logitech Z207. These tiny towers are like the David Blaine of speakers, pulling Bluetooth wizardry and multi-device tricks out of their sleek little hats while taking up barely any space at all. Sure, the peak output is only 10 watts, which sounds puny until you crank the volume and realize these speakers can actually fill your room without sounding like a tin can at a magic show. They are perfect for students, home offices, and anyone who values convenience over chest-thumping bass. Just do not ask them to DJ your next house party. 6 out of 10. FiiO Acoustics 3020. If these were shoes, they would be the comfiest, classiest pair with a secret boost of style. Beautifully built and ready to flatter any desktop or bookshelf. The sound is so smooth and refined, it is like sipping a fancy cocktail in your living room. With rich detail, broad soundstage, and surprising bass for speakers that barely hog any space. They might struggle with the rowdiest tracks, but for everyday listening, these are the speakers that make your vinyl sound twice as posh and your podcasts twice as clever. 9 out of 10. Fluence Re71. This duo brings the muscle, smuggling in big room power and that rare AMT tweeter sparkle at the price of a fancy dinner for two. You will get HDMI ARC for TV upgrades and aptX HD for Bluetooth jams, but forget about Wi-Fi. Fluence wants you to actually talk to your speakers, not just stream at them. Sound is rich, warm, and wide, with just enough bass to wake up your vinyl, but don't invite them to a club. They get harsh when pushed past party volume. 8 out of 10. SteelSeries Arena 9. With enough surround speakers to make your cat jealous, the Arena 9 turns your gaming cave into a movie theater. Just don't expect audiophile magic. The bass is neighbor-baiting, the highs are crisp, and the RGB lighting is so flashy even your keyboard might feel threatened. Setup is a space-hogging adventure, and music can get just a bit muddy, but for gaming explosions, it is pure, unfettered fun. 7 out of 10. Creative Pebble Pro. Pebble Pro is like the little engine that could small, squat, and ready to punch above its weight in clarity and volume, unless you are a bass junkie. Dialogue pops and details stay crisp, yet deep layered beats show this speaker's tiny knees start to wobble, so leave the subwoofer dreams for someone else. It is wallet-friendly, stylish, and ideal for dorm room DJs or movie marathons, but bass heads will want to keep scrolling. 6 out of 10. Presidus Eris E3.5 Gen. Tiny but mighty, these speakers swing above their weight class with crisp highs and bass that tries its best to punch your eardrums awake, though the mids went on vacation and forgot to come back. Plug in anything, and you are serenaded by more connectivity options than your average dating app. But beware. For serious mixing, their studio monitor dreams may be a bit too ambitious. If you want big sound for little bucks and you do not mind massaging the EQ, these are a cheeky pick for a small desk. 7 out of 10. Creative Pebble V3. The Pebble V3 looks like if a marshmallow went to art school. Small, stylish, and always ready to impress with clear audio, though its bass might need a pep talk. These minuscule globes deliver voices and podcasts like a chatty best friend, pumping out surprising volume for their stature, but get a little rattled if you ask for thumping lows or try to host a tiny rave. If you want decent sound, Bluetooth convenience, and tiny speakers that do not eat up desk space, these little pebbles are hard to beat for the price. 8 out of 10. KEF LSX II LT. These speakers dress to impress and sound like they are determined to snatch the hi-fi crown right off your desktop, serving up shimmering detail, punchy bass, and a soundstage roomy enough for your entire playlist to stretch out. They look and feel rich, treat music with both class and energy. But if you want to host a dance party in your aircraft hangar, you might want their bigger siblings and analog lovers. Beware. No old school jacks here. If money and space are no object, and you want audio royalty living on your monitor shelf, the LSX II LT are an easy yes. 9 out of 10. Audio Engine A2 Plus Wireless. These speakers sit on your desk looking as cute as a pair of loafers, but once powered up, they deliver a crisp and detailed audio punch that will make your playlists sound way less embarrassing than they actually are. Bluetooth streaming is super easy, and the stereo separation is so good you might finally understand why people talk about soundstage. Just do not expect club-level bass unless you tack on a subwoofer. If you want punchy wireless sound and classic looks but do not mind a couple of cables sneakily lurking about, this is the set to beat. 8 out of 10. Audio Engine A1. If these speakers were any more compact, you would lose them under your laptop, but fire them up and suddenly your drab work playlist sounds bright and lively, especially in the mids. You will love the accurate, natural sound, though bass lovers are going to feel seriously left out unless they hook up a sub, plus the stereo imaging is narrow, so plant yourself directly in front for full effect. Affordable, clean, and snappy for smaller rooms or focused listening, but sorry playlist thumpers, this pair does not bring the boom. 6 out of 10. Kanto YU2. These speakers are so minimalist, you will think Apple designed them. And the sound is surprisingly room-filling despite their pocket-friendly size. The mid-range is buttery good and treble sparkles, but the bass is more, okay, I tried, than, wow. So dance tracks might leave your feet untapped unless you add a subwoofer. Premium build and precise sound for the price. With a clean look and wide soundstage, Just reach all the way to the back if you dare to change the volume. 7 out of 10. Edifier RC100 BT. These snazzy wooden speakers bring a natural punchy sound that makes your desktop feel like front row at a budget concert, but with Bluetooth and a remote so you do not have to clap for encores. The angled design points the music straight to your ears, but sadly, the bass can sometimes sound like it is trying out for a role in a soap opera. Dramatic, but not deep. With great build quality and versatility for the money, they are the desktop overachievers everyone wants at the party. 8 out of 10. Edifier R1280T. For $100, these compact wooden champs deliver smooth, laid-back audio that will not fry your ears during long workdays, and the vocals come through warm and cozy, like a hug from your playlist. They do not offer wireless tricks, but the adjustable EQ lets you twiddle the bass and treble to taste, making them ideal for mellow listening sessions. A little veiled in the highs, but great for their price. These are the speakers you call when you want chill, not thrill. 7 out of 10. Harman Kardon Soundsticks 4. Get ready for a desktop art show, because these iconic transparent tubes look like aliens set up a rave in your living room, and they actually back it up with balanced, powerful audio and a bass that fills the room like a prideful cat. There is no EQ, so what you hear is the Soundsticks way, but the clarity and stereo separation are sweet enough to distract from the buttons hiding on the subwoofer and the cringe-worthy price. Legendary looks and lush sound, but your wallet might cry as hard as your playlist. 8 out of 10. Fluence i61. These speakers look like they just left a Scandinavian furniture catalog and sound like they brought a subwoofer to the party without telling you. Bluetooth is handy but a bit stuck in 2019, so do not expect high-res wireless magic. Still, they absolutely fill a room, jamming out deep bass that surprises your eardrums and your neighbors. 8 out of 10. Edifier MR4. The Edifier MR4 costs less than a week's worth of iced lattes, yet actually tries for pro-level punch, until you crank the volume and things get slightly static, like your music caught a cold. Bass is fun but keeps its shoes off at the door, and you will need some EQ magic to make them sound their best. It's pretty good, but I would spend my money elsewhere to be honest. 6 out of 10. ELAC Debut Connects. ELAC Debut Connects crams a music festival into speakers smaller than a loaf of bread. Tiny, feisty, and loaded with connections, and there is even a big red button for more bass when you want it loud and proud. They play just as nice with TV binge sessions as they do at your desk, though the hidden volume knob can leave you hunting like Indiana Jones. 9 out of 10. Redragon GS5 Way. These speakers look like they're auditioning for a Tron sequel, with RGB lights that dance harder than your playlist at 2 in the morning. You get punchy sound and easy plug and play, but the bass is about as threatening as a kitten in slippers, so don't expect your chair to quake. Fun for a starter setup, but audiophiles will probably roll their eyes so hard they see their own brain. 5 out of 10.